Hey, what's going on, guys? Cardfight Junkie here, bringing you a deck profile. Today we have the Magus build. So with the new release of Mystical Magus, EB07, that just got released in Japanese, I decided to put this deck together because it seems a lot fun to play. So I wanted to share this deck profile with you guys. And yeah, at the end of the video, if you guys could give me some feedback on what you guys think, that would be great. So to start things off, our starting Vanguard is Lozenge Magus, which is a heal trigger. When an OTT rises unit, you may call it to the rear guard circle. So, and basically when you boost an OTT unit, the unit gets plus 3,000 until the end of that battle, and at the end phase, you put this card back to your deck and shuffle. So you're pretty much recycling your heal triggers, which is good, because heal triggers can save you in the game, late game. So she's our starter, and going on to grade 3s, we have the star of the show, Hexagonal Magus. Now this card is so fun to play because here's her ability. So auto limit break 4. When an OTT rises unit, it's a break ride. You look at the top 3 cards from your deck, and out of the 3 you get to add one of them to your hand, and the other 2 you could put it in any order back on top of the deck. So you know, this is great for drive checking triggers because you know you can rearrange your cards from her effect to get whatever card you need. You know, in this case, a trigger. So, but at the same time, it's fun because you can play mind games on your opponent. So let's say you look at the top 3 and none of them is a trigger, but most likely your opponent's gonna think that you put a trigger on top. So you know they're gonna be guarding like crazy, and you know, just to make sure that they don't you know, get critted, or you know, make sure that the damage doesn't go through. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun to play against your opponents, definitely. So, and her other continuous effect in the Vanguard circle is that during your turn, if the number of cards in your hand is 4 or greater, this unit gets power plus 2,000. So you know, with most OTT decks, you're gonna have a lot of hand power. So you know, this is gonna be attacking for 13k by itself, which is good. So yeah, we run 4 of the Hexagonal Maguses. Next, we run 3 of the Pentagonal Magus. Now, unfortunately for this card, for her, she's not in the new extra booster. She's actually a promo card. So you know, that makes it a little bit more difficult to obtain the card since it's a promo. But if you guys can get a hold of at least 3 or 4, that's great. I'd suggest running this card. If not, you guys can try running CEO Amaterasu because of her effect, which allows you to find out what card is on top of the deck, because there are a couple support cards that are in this build, which I'll be talking about later, going through later, that you know, knowing what card you have on top of your deck will definitely help you out with their effects. So yeah, run 3 of the Pentagonal Magus. Her effect is an auto limit break 4 ability. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you declare the name of an OTT and reveal the top card of your deck. So if the reveal card is the same one that you declared, Pentagonal Magus gets plus 5,000 and a critical until the end of that battle. So when you break ride with Hexagonal Magus, you will obviously know what card you have from you know, rearranging the other 2 cards back on top. So you break ride, you use Pentagonal Magus' ability, declare the name, which you will most likely know, and boom, just like that, plus 5,000 and a crit. So that's her limit break ability. Her act ability is an E special counterblast. You counterblast 2 cards with Magus in its card name, and this unit gets power plus 5,000 until the end of turn. So you're getting more power from her act ability. So 5, looking at plus 5, 10. If you break ride, 21. That's 31 with the crit by itself, without being boosted. If it's being boosted, most likely it'll hit for 36, 37, 38, even 39 towards the Vanguard. So that's a lot of power, guys. If your opponent does not have a perfect guard, they're pretty much screwed. They're probably gonna have to take the critical, and that's probably gonna be GG right there. So run 3 of the Pentagonals. That's it for my grade 3 lineup. That's a total of 7 grade 3s. Going on to grade 2s. We run 4 of the Cuore Magus. She's basically a 12k beater. If you have a Magus Vanguard, she gets plus 3,000. So it hits for 12k by itself. Great for hitting 11k Vanguards. You know, when it counts the most, so towards the late game. So we run 4 of her. Next, we run 4 of the Stellar Magus. Now this card is pretty fun to play because here's her ability. It's an auto ability. You counterblast 1. So when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have an OTT Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, you declare the name of an OTT, reveal the top card of your deck, and if the reveal card is the same one as the one that you declared, you get to put that card in your hand. So it's a +1. So you counterblast 1, you declare a top card. If it's the right one, you put it to your hand, which is great because you're plussing. But let's say you don't know what card that is, and you just call out a random name, and it's an incorrect. So you probably think, oh, if it's incorrect, then you know that top card just stays there. But no, this card has a second effect where if it's not the right one that you called, that you declared, you get to choose a card from your damage zone and you turn it face up. So it's a damage unflipper. Like, how cool is that? You know, like you don't have to, you know, like with most damage unflippers that are available, well, at least in the English meta, is where you have to, when the attack hits, and if the attack hits a Vanguard or a unit, then you get to unflip the damage. So that effect right there is a little bit harder to get off. But with Stellar Magus' effect, it's pretty much guaranteed that, you know, if you don't call the right one, you get to unflip the damage. So it's a win-win situation with this card. Even if you declare the right, if you declare it correctly, or if you don't declare the right card, it's either way, it's gonna help you out. So this card is awesome for this particular build. So we run 4 of her. Next, we run 4 of the Magus, or the Briolette Magus. I don't know how to pronounce it. I guess either way, whichever way. And her ability is you Soul Blast 1. If you have an Oracle Think Tank Vanguard, you draw a card, and you get to put this unit on top of your deck. So another support card where, with this deck, it helps you know what card you have on top of your deck. So if you use Briolette Magus' effect, then you know, if she goes on top of the deck, oh, you know, you combo it with Stellar Magus. So you play Briolette Magus first, and then you play Stellar. So with Briolette on top of the deck, you know, you can easily use Stellar Magus' effect. You reveal the top card, which is Briolette Magus, and boom, you add it back to your hand again. And actually, if you do that, then you can play that card again, and then just, you know, start a chain reaction. You can just play it over and over until you don't have any souls left. So you keep drawing cards based on the number of cards you have in your soul, since it's Soul Blast 1. So yeah, this card is pretty amazing. You can do some pretty cool combos with this. So yeah, run 4 of her. So that's it for my grade 2s. We run a total of 12 grade 2s. Going on to grade 1s. We run 4 of the Ripis Magus, or Ripis Magus. So she's basically a 10k beater. If you have a Vanguard with Magus in its card name, then this card gets plus 3000. So, you know, late game, if you don't have any more rear guards, you play Ripis, you know, 10k on your opponent's rear guard, which is probably going to be like a 9k or whatever, 10k. Or if your opponent has a 10k Vanguard, boom, right there. So, you know, good card to have in this format. Run 4 of her, and then next we run 4 of the Circle Magus. Now this card we're all familiar with. This card's been out in English for a while now. So when this unit is placed on Vanguard or Rearguard Circle, if you have an OTT Vanguard, you look at the top card of your deck and you put that card on top of your deck. So, you know, knowing what card is on top of your deck, once again, combos well with Stellar Magus and Pentagonal Magus, you know, with this build. So, and it's a Magus card, which, you know, is fit for this build. So run 4 of the Circle Magus. Next, we run 3 of the Crescent Magus. Now, this card is not that great, but the only reason why I include it is because it's a Magus, you know, so there's no other cards to run with this build. So basically her effect is when this unit boosts an OTT tank, if you have an Oracle Think Tank Vanguard, you declare the name of an Oracle Think Tank, you reveal the top card. If the reveal card has the same name as you declared, the boosted unit gets plus 3000. So it's a 9k booster, essentially, which is, I guess, could be good. It, you know, has the potential to hit magic numbers when you boost for 9k, so yeah, which is, you know, it's alright. But if you're going to use Crescent Magus' effect with other cards, like for example, with Stellar Magus, right? So what you want to do is you want to call Crescent Magus first, and then use her ability first before using, let's say, Stellar Magus' effect. Because with Stellar Magus, you counterblast one, you declare the top card, and then you draw the card if it's the right one. So if you were to do Stellar Magus' effect first, then you won't know what's the next card on top of your deck. So you want to use Crescent Magus first and then Stellar Magus. So remember that, guys. That's important. Next of the grade ones, we run for the perfect cards. This is the Tetra Magus, which is the Magus perfect card. And in my opinion, I think it looks a lot cooler than the chocolate. So hands down, you have to run 4 perfect cards in this format. And it's a Magus too, so it's there for the special counterblast with Pentagonal, just in case if you want to have as much Magus in your damage zone in order for her to use her counterblast, so which is good. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for my grade 1. That's a total of 15 grade 1s. Going on to triggers, we run 6 critical triggers. I suggest running 4 Psychic Birds because of the fact that you can soul charge. Because of it, remember with Briolette Magus' effect, you have to soul blast once. So if you want to replenish your soul, Psychic Bird is there to help you. And plus with Psychic Bird, you soul charge and then you draw a card, which is a awesome effect. But yeah, so you run 4 Psychic Birds and 2 whatever other critical OTT crit triggers. Next, we run 6 draw triggers. The only reason why I like to run 6 crits and 6 draws is because I like to keep an even amount with draw triggers, because having draw power in this build is really good. It gives you that huge hand advantage, which gives you protection late game. So which is great. Next, we run 4 of the heal triggers. Now remember, keep in mind that one of these is going to be your starting Vanguard. It doesn't matter which one you use. You can either use Sphere Magus or Lozenge Magus. For this video, I just put one Lozenge Magus as my starter because if it comes in SP, which is cool. You could have that as a starting Vanguard, an SP starting Vanguard, and the other 3 you could either run the other Lozenge Magus or Sphere Magus. It doesn't matter. They both have the same ability. So yeah, that's a total of 16 grade 0s. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys, for my Magus build. I'm going to be playtesting this on Cray Online when it comes out, just to see how it goes, and hopefully in the future either myself or Kenny Stack will be able to get a hold of these cards, so we can do some real matchups that record and show you guys to see how fun it is to play. So yeah, feel free to give me some feedback on this deck. If you guys feel like there could be some changes that can be made, or other cards that can be added or taken out to make the deck a little bit better, feel free to comment on that. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos of deck profiles, matchups, and box openings. So yeah, this is Cardfight Junkie signing out.